So here we are. I'm going to make the introduction. Everybody knows that, you know what is going to happen. So for the ones who don't know me, my name is Ornella Gigante. I'm the CEO and founder of MindyCore, an edtech company made with love. And with me is Abigail and Irish that are from Alisto. Actually, I'm very, very excited. Thank you so much for being here. For the ones who don't know what Alisto is a company that specializes in neurodivergent people. So what they're doing is something that is very, very aligned with what we do at MindyCore. For me, it's a honor to have you here and all the things that we're going to make in the future. So Abigail, thank you so much for being here. Irish, thank you for being here as well. So if you can make a small introduction, it will be great.
Thank you so much for having us. I'm Avigail Schondorf. I am the CEO and founder of Alisto and of AVHD. I am a mom of two very, very cool little girls. I am AUDHD myself, so ADHD with autistic characteristics. And I'm obsessed with making sure you get supported in the way that you need to be supported.
That's so important, actually. It's like, I just love the concept of Alisto. Before starting the stream, for the community that is watching now, we were talking about the octopus and the concept of the octopus and how everything was so natural, actually. Maybe you can talk a little about that, because for me, it was fascinating.
Yeah, so before I jump into that, I'm going to introduce Irish, who's here with me. She's my customer success and my right-hand person. Irish also is a neurodivergent queen.
Nice.
And that piece is really important for us in our customer success because it allows us to really understand the mind frame and the mindset of our clients. Irish.
That's nice. Thank you for being here too, Irish. Actually, everything is very improvised and I love it. I love improvisation for this kind of things. In Alisto, there are actually 9 people, you told me. A big team.
Our internal team is 9, including me. So the octopus, we've always been really fascinated by the octopus, and the Alisto concept is really based on the octopus, right? That you come in. For those who know a little bit about the octopus, it has 9 brains, 1 in the core and 1 in each tentacle, as well as 3 hearts. There's always 2 hearts that are working and 1 heart that is at rest, so that it's consistently conserving energy. And all of the tentacles can work exclusively from the body and also in collaboration with any of the other tentacles with their shared, I don't know, neuro framework, yeah. I guess. So that's the concept at Alisto, is that when you come in, we want you to be a full octopus because you have a brain. You have plenty of brain and you have so much heart. You probably have like too much heart. Maybe you have 3 hearts and maybe one of them needs to be resting like at any given time. So you give yourself a little break. But what you probably don't have enough of is hands. And you don't just need hands, because hands wait for the brain to tell it what to do. You need smart hands so that the hands can tell the brain, hey, remember this thing that we needed to do, and they can communicate with each other. And now the hands have more autonomy to actually do the things that need to be done.
So true, actually. I love the concept. And you said that it was so natural. It's like perfect made, the octopus with and everything. I love it.
So we actually have 2 octopus frameworks in Alisto. The octopus framework specifically for leadership and like where octopus applies from the leadership perspective. And then our operational method of thinking is also called octopus, how to break everything down into like an operational plan. And that is from the hands to the brain. So we have from the hands to the head, rather, or the tentacles to the head. How much imagery can I mix up? I don't know.
I'm not sure, but I love it. I understand that actually, well, that is the reason that I met you at first, because you work with founders to help founders on the day by day and everything. And it's like, I'm going to say something very ChatGPT, but it's true. It resonates with me. Actually, it's true. I understand that you help with the burnout of the founders and everything on the day by day. I suppose that you help more people regarding startups, right? Just like me. So how is the experience regarding that?
Yeah, so the people that we really work with, they already have done so much on their own. They already have done the courses, they have a coach, they tried a million things. They probably have already had a virtual assistant. They, it's not that they don't want help. It's genuinely that they are reaching out for help and have their whole lives have been asking for specific help and being offered something that's like kind of, but not really.
Yeah.
Which, as a neurodivergent person, I see Irish nodding along. There's literally nothing more annoying than that, than asking for something very specific. The example that I had in my podcast was when you're giving birth or whatever, and you ask for ice chips instead of water. Because like, if I drink a cup of water right now, I'm genuinely going to throw up all over you. That's what's about to happen. So I'm asking for a cup of ice so that I can still hydrate myself and like keep going. But every time I ask for ice, you interpret that I'm thirsty and you bring me a cup of water. And then I have all these cups of water next to me and you're looking at me in judgment of why I'm not drinking if I'm thirsty. But I asked you for something specific and you keep bringing me not the thing that I asked for, even though you think that it's responding to the same need. And as a business, it's a solid business model to just like pick the thing that's working or the thing that's lowest resistance or the thing that's easiest and start there and build from there. That doesn't really work for neurodivergent founders and for neurodivergent startups. I don't want to just pick a place and start. I want to know that I'm doing something that actually makes a difference. And I want to do it right. And I don't want to waste my money along the way.
That's a combo of things, very reasonable things, you know, but it's true. I really love the difference between the cube of ice and the glass of water. It's like, that was very strong. I personally don't have kids, but I totally empathize in a way. It's like, you understand at some point what the person needs, but you don't understand at all what that person really, really needs. It's like something similar, but not the same. Really, I don't know. It was, for me, impactful, the metaphor. I don't know. Very interesting. Irish, maybe you can talk a little about what you do in Alisto and everything, because we have been talking before the streaming. I think that is very interesting. And talking with the people is not easy. Talking with the customer is not easy. How is your experience?
Right. Yeah. Being a client success specialist of Alisto, back of the story, before being part of the Alisto, I was actually late diagnosed with ADHD. That was way back 2024. So I was not really aware of what's happening in my mind. But at that time that I am already aware, I realized that with the recent company that I had, I was working in a corporate. I was really backed into something that I don't want to. So I left it. And then Alisto was actually came at the right time when I'm looking for something I can explore everything, because I'm really obsessed with living and creating and leaving an impact wherever I go. So I think that's something that I was able to keep here in Alisto, that whenever we talk to the client, it's not just all about, hey client, did you do this, did you do that, here's what you need to do, it's more on empathizing with them, to understand, to be warm and to be friendly with them as well, for them to know that, hey, we're here not because you are our client, but because there's something that you can do that can create an impact to the world, not being like overactive or somewhat, but there's really something in them that they want to do. So like what Miss A is saying, like they're already fed up of doing it on their own, and they want to be supported by people who really understand them. And not everyone can really understand ADHD entrepreneurs, neurodivergent entrepreneurs and startups, because there's something deeper than what a mere eyes can see that they want to do. It's more on going back to the purpose of why you do what you do. So that's something that I also like when I wake up every day. That's also that I want to keep whenever I'm with a client or talking to the client. Why am I with them? Why I do it for them? What's the purpose of it? So and from that, then you can create an impact. That's also the reason why we have the octopus, because all of us, we have our own department in Alisto. Like we create our own department and we are free to create it, so long as it's still within the SOPs and everything. Then the creative mind is in there. So everyone in Alisto is creative, and they have their own decision, so long as it's in SOP, of course.
Okay, that's good. Actually, I love the part that actually you are independent, but at the same time you are connected. Actually, I think that all cultures of work should be like that. It's like, well, I know Abby for a time now, and it's like I know who you are. You know, I know that you're an amazing person, and I will totally understand that you that you leave the people to be free and do what I think that is better for the company and everything, and at the same time you're all connected. That's something that lots of companies should do, right?
My assumption is that I hired smart people because I think I'm smart. So if I think I'm smart, then I think I made good decisions. If I think I made good decisions, my assumption is I hired smart people who are good at their job. My assumption is that I hired smart people who are good at their job, and I'm smart, I'm gonna stay out of their way and let them do their jobs. And let them do their jobs in the way they want to do their jobs, because their way might be better than my way. And even if it's not better than my way, it doesn't matter because I'm not the one doing it.
That's so true. This is an
lesson for marriage also. For real. When you are asking for help, like I would ask for my sous chef. He's my only trusted sous chef, for his help in the kitchen. And I would say, can you cut the onion? And he would ask me like 1,000 questions. Do you need it in cubes? Do you need it in slices? Okay. So what we decided between the two of us is, if I need something specific done in a very specific way, it's my responsibility to tell you how I want it done or what I need. Hey, do you mind dicing the onion in 1-inch cubes? Cool. If I just say cut the onion, that means by definition, I am leaving it open to your interpretation to do it however you want. And I also have taken away from myself the right to criticize the process.
Yeah. Yeah, that's true. Actually, I love the part that you say, right? It's like, I hire smart people. It's true.
Yeah,
it's true.
I'm smart.
No, but what I mean,
I hire smart people. I make good decisions. Like,
good.
why would I have hired somebody who isn't good at their job? Of course I didn't do that.
No, but it's good. It's good. It's like, no, a lot of companies say that kind of stuff. You know, it's like, you're very straightforward, and it's good because it's about confidence, confidence in yourself, confidence in your team. Stop the micromanagement and let the people do their jobs in peace. That's good.
It's bad business to let your team know you don't have confidence in them. Even if you don't have confidence in them. And I will tell you straight up, if Irish's job was documentation follow-up, I would have very little confidence in her ability to do that job properly, because it's outside of her strengths.
Yeah.
It is my fault as a business owner if I put somebody in a role that doesn't exploit their strengths and support their weaknesses. That's my fault as the business owner. I put someone in the wrong place, and then I turned around and blamed them for not having the correct resources or for not being aligned for success in their role. It is bad business to put someone in a place where you would have to feel that you don't have confidence in them doing their job. If you don't have confidence in them because they're dumb, cool. So cut ties, and then we part ways and everything's fine. If you don't have confidence in them because they did something wrong, okay, so if it's fixable, fix it. If it's not fixable, move on. But if you don't have confidence in them just because, there's a reason. There's something that's going wrong, there's a misalignment, and leaving them in a place where you don't have confidence in them is a waste of your time. It's a waste of your money. It's a waste of your effort. It's a waste of your training. It drains the rest of the team, and it breaks your ecosystem.
Yeah. Yeah, it is true. It is true. For me and for you and for all right now in this call, is common sense, but a lot of companies don't do that. So
right, they don't.
I love the fact that you were straightforward to that, because I think the same. I do the same. I don't believe in micromanagement. I also don't believe in schedules. It's like, it's on the same thing. People, we are grown adults, so you can do what you do, your work and your times, and the important thing are the milestones, the results, right? So I really love it. I have a lot of questions prepared because I have been following your work, and so I will try to not make so many questions. But yeah, one thing that I found that is very interesting about Alisto is that you have been working with nonprofits, fundraising, operations, management, communications, about so many things, so many different environments, right? And you're basically building things from scratch. So you must experience and learn so many things about it. Did you experience, or I don't know, did you learn something about leadership according to different kind of environments for neurodivergent people. I suppose that everything works different. Sorry about the tail. My cat is here.
That's okay.
You in the call.
Hi, Kitty.
It's a big question, I know.
It's just that I'm about to say something I'm not allowed to say, which is okay. I'm just trying to figure out how to word it properly.
Do it.
It's
not allowed, I allow it.
What I have found is that the common thread between nonprofits and purpose-driven businesses is neurodivergent people. That's the common thread between them. Whether the person knows that they are neurodivergent or not. Generally, a justice-seeking, passionate idea person who's not going to give up, who's going to do whatever it takes, who's going to build their own nonprofit, who's going to like scrape and claw, and that person's neurodivergent. Just by the simple fact that they're exceptional, that already makes you divergent. Divergent isn't bad. It's just outside of the bell curve. Okay. So I'm talking to all the people who are 2 to 3 standard deviations above the bell curve. Whether you know that you're neurodivergent or not, or you've claimed that title or you haven't, is completely and totally irrelevant. But the way that Alisto gets to work with nonprofits and with these executives very, very well is because it turns out that all of the tools that we've developed for working with our ADHD and neurodivergent clients happen to work really well for nonprofit founders as well, and for purpose-driven business founders as well. I'm not saying it's because you're neurodivergent. I'm just saying there is correlative data that has presented itself to us anecdotally. Okay, not diagnosing anyone.
Yeah.
But people with heart and huge ideas who are a little bit delusional, as the world likes to call them, and want to do something massive and are not willing to hear no to take no for an answer, those are our people. And that's the common thread with all of our clients. So your industry is irrelevant to me because I'm not the industry expert. You're the industry expert. I'm the whatever else you need to make that happen expert. I'm not ever coming in to fill in a job that you know how to do or that you can do or that you want to do, specifically that you want to do, because our ADHD folk especially are super talented at a lot of different things. Just because you can do it doesn't mean you should do it. So that's, and I know that it confuses people that I'm very industry agnostic. We are industry non-specific. And I find that the people it confuses are neurotypical, in which case probably the service we're offering is too complex for your needs anyways. I'm not calling you a simpleton. I'm just saying we offer a very complex service for a very complex mind. And if you want something simple, I will recommend wonderful, wonderful partners to you. We're not simple.
And that is beautiful. It's okay. Diversity is beautiful. Something really catch my ear when you said, right, that there are a lot of neurodivergent people that don't know that they are neurodivergent people. I suppose that at some point you work with people like that. It's like,
I am
how do you
people like
manage that?
Well, because when we think about neurodivergent, we think about weird, or like the kid in the class who doesn't talk, or we have some sort of experience. And then we take that a step further. Like we assume that our classmate who didn't communicate verbally didn't communicate, right? So then which isn't necessarily true. All of our experiences and everything that we've ever lived in our lives and in connection to neurodivergence is framed by the way we were collecting information at the time.
Yeah.
I was in a podcast yesterday. I was speaking with my guest, Victoria Bagnall, and she was saying that there is no normal, right? And that's something we've all heard. There's no such thing as normal. There's no such thing as normal. There's no such thing as normal. But whenever I say that in my head, I kind of say it in like a tone, like I'm making fun of it. Like there's no such thing as normal. Yes, there is. You and I both know that when we're talking about normal, we know what we're talking about, right?
Yeah.
But let's break it down mathematically, okay? What we're talking about when we're talking about normal is an average. It's not a median. Okay, it's a mean, it's not a median. So for a tiny refresher in statistics, a mean is when you add it all up together and then you divide it. And then you get this kind of like fake number that is the exact middle of everything. A median is how like half of the people are above, half the people are below. It's the halfway point. So when we think about average, we think that we're thinking about a median. We think that we're thinking about something that actually exists, that half the people are this way and half the people are that way. We're not. We're talking about a mathematical concept that doesn't exist in human beings. The aggregate of all of human behavior and all of our characteristics and all of the societal expectations added up and divided by whatever cultural norms are surrounding you at the time. And that is what we're calling normal, which means that as a concept, it exists only theoretically. There is no one person that you will ever be able to point to and say that person is normal. Okay, so if we're talking about things mathematically, now I've detached myself completely from what being neurodivergent means to me. Am I in the middle of a bell curve? I can tell you with absolute certainty that never in any area of my life have I been in the middle of a bell curve. Ever. I'm always above or below. I'm not a middle type of girly. Most people are middle people. That's what we mean when we say neurotypical. You are in the 3 standard deviations under the bell curve. Okay. If you are neurodivergent, you are 1, 2, 3 standard deviations below the bell curve. And below or above doesn't mean worse or better. It just means whatever it means when you're looking at the data. It's not positive or negative. It's just, is it aligned with the majority or not? I'm not aligned with the majority. That's a beautiful thing.
Of course.
That's okay. And that allows me to be radically shame-free because everything I'm comparing myself to is not only a construct, it legitimately doesn't exist. Even as a construct, like pull the math, pull the string, it doesn't exist. You can't find normal. So I'm good. Might as well do whatever works for me.
You're more than good.
Right?
Yeah, of course. It's like being different is nice. It's like it's being special, you know. It's like what you say about neurodivergent and about the stigma is true. Actually, I have at some point, of course, I'm not going to give names, but I at some point had some clients that we make custom games, and I have a couple of clients that MindyCore works mostly for neurodivergent people, and all the things that we do, the features and everything, are for neurodivergent people according to the spectrums. And this specific client, which name I'm not going to say, at some point asked in a way that wasn't convinced if it was neurodivergent or not. And all the time that this person was talking about the game that he wanted us to make, it's like, but I'm not sure if I need this, but I'm not sure if I need this feature. It's like, and at some point I had to ask, what is your spectrum, so I can work on that and make the game for you, because we made the custom games. It's like, I'm not sure, I have never been diagnosed, but I know that these features are common for me, are more comfortable for me. It's like, you cannot diagnose somebody, of course. That's a very fine line. And I suppose that at some point you work with people like that, and it's like, I cannot make a diagnosis to you, but at the same time, the product that I have to make to you has to be for your needs. And you're actually telling me that you have this. How do you manage that? At some point, it was difficult for me.
That is such a good question, because that's literally, I believe, why there are no other businesses like Alisto. The answer is you manage that very, very slowly, deliberately over time with a lot of quality control. That is expensive, because you need to have, it means that for 4 years, I had 8 people, well, 12 people working for me and with me to build out every element, every element, every element, every element. And every time there's a new element that someone might need, okay, well, now how do we approach it? Now what's the process for building out custom elements? The way I like to explain it is that the way that you build a sustainable business is by taking 4x4 Lego blocks, like the 2x2 Lego blocks, the little squares, and you build. You start with one thing, you build, you build, you build, you build. That's standard business advice. It makes sense. It makes logical sense. I know that my tower is going to be fine if I stack one at a time. The problem for neurodivergent folk is that if you're trying to sell me something, right? Let's assume that each of those 2x2 little squares is a product that you're trying to sell me. I only need half of that. Probably only need 1 out of 4 of those things. I don't need all the stuff you're trying to sell me, that you're packaging together for me, and you're telling me that I need. Again, I asked you for ice. I didn't ask you to solve my hydration problem. Okay? I asked you for a cup of ice. Yeah. So why do you keep solving my hydration problem when that is not what I'm here for? So at Alisto, the way that we approach it and the way that I look at it, I like visuals. 2x2 Lego blocks are too big for me. I need the one piece blocks, those little tiny ones that are so annoying that get lost in the kit. And like when you step on them, they hurt the most. Yeah, but like if I'm building 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, I could build anything in the entire world. All I need is a strong base. You just need that like green thing with the spikes so that you have something to stick on. But once I do that, if I'm adding on 1 at a time, there's literally no limitations as to what I can build. Whereas if I'm looking at the 2x2s and I think that that's the smallest it can get, I end up with, I'm always going to have a square. No matter what I'm building, it's going to be a square. By definition, it's going to be a square. There's no freedom for me to pull exactly what I need. The way to take a very long answer to your very clear question, the way that we approach it is by breaking it down into everything into its smallest parts. And from a business perspective, it's very difficult to do because it means that you have to separate your financial goals from the needs of the person in front of you. If the person in front of you needs 2 hours a week of social media management, do not sell them a social media package for 20 hours a month.
Yeah.
As a business, that's hard to do because I still need to pay my bills. I need to be financially sustainable. We are committed to putting together the system that's going to enable me to pick whatever it is that I need. And if it doesn't exist yet, you can always build it.
That's true. We believe in that too. If you see that, I'm looking on this side because I have the other laptop with the streaming and I check in the chat. Okay. I have one question. I have the community always speak to me on the WhatsApp. It's very common here. I know. So they're very used to that.
Hi guys.
Okay. Laura says hi. Joan is always in all the streamings. Says hi. Hello, Joan. And Ezequiel, how are you? Ezequiel, I think that is the first time that you're in one of our streamings. He's typing. Okay. Yes. Well, they can see you because we have the chat on the YouTube, but you're talking with me on the WhatsApp. There is no problem. So if you want to ask something that I see you typing. You're from Spain, right, Ezequiel? He's from Spain. Okay, but you're typing in English very good. That's great.
And I think we have translators. Between how many languages do we have on the call? We have English, Spanish, of course.
Yes.
Tagalog, French, Hebrew.
Yes, actually the languages are going to be after the streaming in the recording.
Oh, that's so funny.
Yes, not at the same time. I don't really do that.
I just meant of the people on the call, we have some translation capacity.
Oh, that's good.
We have a lot of languages here.
That's true. Ezequiel is asking, what does Alisto do exactly? I don't have it very clear.
That's a really good question. So, because that's normally people's main question. They're like, okay, so what do you do?
Yeah.
What do
you sell? And what do you sell?
What do you need?
Okay.
Most of the time, somebody is going to sell you something that is a package that they have put together that they would like to sell you. The way that we approach that is at Alisto is that if you are a nonprofit or a purpose-driven business, you're probably having one of 3 challenges: a strategy challenge, an operations challenge, or an execution challenge. If you are in a strategy challenge, you probably either have your whole vision inside your own head, or you need like a thinking partner, or you need someone to break something down for you, or you need some information extraction. You need to validate an idea that you had. You need to whatever. And you need a partner in doing that. That's when you get to see me at the strategy phase. And we do strategy calls. We do custom strategy build outs, basically whatever you need from a strategy perspective. But where that stops is the roadmap on paper. The next department you see is operations. In operations, if you're having an operations challenge, what that looks like is I know exactly what we're supposed to be doing, it's working, like things are happening, but my inbox is a total mess. We don't have a single SOP. I want to build an AI agent, but like I literally don't even have a pricing list. It usually looks like you have all of the puzzle pieces or most of the puzzle pieces, but someone took the box of the puzzle and like threw it in the air. So your pieces are all over the room, and you need somebody who's going to help you gather all of the pieces and put them together into a puzzle that makes sense. That's the operations layer. So in the operations layer, it depends on what you need. There's 4 people who you might see there. You might see operations because you need some pure operations support. You might see project management because you need, or systems because you need some system set up or a board set up, or you need like a tracking something set up, or you need your employees time tracking, some sort of system where there's a gap or repetitive tasks that you're doing over and over again that could be replaced or automated. You're going to see marketing strategy at the operations layer. So how do we take the big picture strategy and turn it into an actual marketing plan that can be implemented on? And you're going to see our chaos architect. That is for when your inbox has 60,000 emails and you literally don't know what to do with your life. Yeah. The first step in operations is clearing all of that and getting us set to systems where that can actually be executed on. And then you get handed over to the next layer if that's what you need, right? Because it's not that we don't put you in at strategy and you go all the way through. Everything that I'm saying can be packaged together as a separate service, as a piece of a service, as a piece of a piece of a service, as like, can I start and try this out now and then maybe see? Okay, so we have operations, we have strategy, we have operations, and then execution, which is the super fun layer. Execution is when you have stuff that needs to be done. Execution layer is led by Irish. This is your customer success handover of like, I need things. I want to launch a course. I want to build my podcast. I need help video editing. I need to run an online community. I need to whatever needs to be executed. Either we do it, or we can recommend you somebody who does it, or we will find somebody, we will recruit someone for you to do it. That's a very long answer to your question, my friend.
Ezequiel is typing, okay.
But it's like, we wanted to be a place that was genuinely a one-stop shop. I wanted to be like Fiverr that you could walk into when you're not totally sure what you need, but you know you need something. I wanted you to be able to walk into a place and talk to a person and not like do your best on Upwork or Google. No.
Yeah, something custom. Okay, yeah, Ezequiel is saying, as a coach, I think that is a little more than coaching. But
so I don't do any of the coaching pieces. I won't tell you what to do ever. We either put the idea down on paper that came from you, or that's what happens in the strategy layer. Or in the operations layer, we clear the path so that you can move forward cleanly. In the execution layer, we literally do things for you and with you and take actual tasks off of your plate. So it's all about clarity and supporting you where you need to be supported, but not from a coaching perspective, from like documents, standard operating procedures, actual task execution. The part where coaching stops and you now actually have to do everything, that's where we come in.
I don't know, Ezequiel, if you understood. Okay, Ezequiel is typing, Laura is typing. Okay, Laura, I'm going to start with Laura because Ezequiel is still typing. When you finish, I'll read it, okay? Laura, hello, Abby. Hello, Irish. Irish is your real name? Yes, it's her real name. It's a very pretty name. I love it. Laura is asking, I'm going to translate, Laura, because you're obviously asking me in Spanish, so I will translate to English. Your products or your services could be for non-neurodivergent people as well, because I feel like it could be good for me too. But I don't know if I'm neurodivergent. We should talk about that a couple of minutes before.
Mm-hmm. What I have found, and this is just what I see, I genuinely thought that what I was building, everyone needs. It is my opinion that when you are building a business, the first thing you should do is call Alisto. What I found with neurotypical folks is they don't really have a problem like finding some checklist online and following it. Everything that you need to do to start a business is just one big, gigantic checklist of 95 million items, all in order. And you have to be able to do every single one of them. So neurotypical people will like do A, B, C, D, E. They'll get stuck somewhere. They'll go get some help. They'll come back and they'll keep going. We don't work like that. Nor do I have the patience to follow through on my list A to Z. But it is my opinion that whether you're neurodivergent or neurotypical, everyone could use a little bit of extra support.
Yeah.
Like I said before, just because you can doesn't mean you should. We live in a world where everybody carries at least 4 full-time jobs between caring for people around them, caring for their households, caring for themselves and their employment in ways that we have never had to carry this much. If you were a homemaker, what you cared for was the home. That's what you did. If you were a teacher, you taught children. Someone else in the village cleaned your house and cooked your food and did all of the things. We all had one role. And now everybody has to carry so much for themselves alone. And you're expected to just be able to do it and be fine and wake up with a smile and like not be miserable. And you're right, Laura, that's where Alisto started, was the idea that when you wake up and you go to work, there's no excuse for you to be miserable. And instead of telling people that they should be happy and be grateful, maybe we actually genuinely make their lives easier in the ways that we need to make them easier. And so to your question, Ezekiel, from before, that's why it's not coaching. I'm not going to tell you what to do. Do whatever you want to do. But if you are asking me for help or for support, I will come and take something off of your plate. And that's the best way that I know how to help you, to just give you more space to do whatever it is that you are already trying your best to do.
Laura, I don't know if she answered perfectly, but if you get it, okay, she's typing. While you're typing, Laura, I'm going to read Joan. Joan is asking if the services are in Spanish as well or Catalan. Joan, I don't know if you know the Catalan language, but it's in a part. I cannot say that it's in a part inside Spain because actually they are fighting for their independence. But I'm not going to the politics. But yeah, it's another language. Catalan, no, Joan.
But Spanish and Tagalog have a lot of overlap, so maybe we're pretty close. I don't know.
Okay. Then you got it. You can actually contact Avi, you can contact Irish, and you can get something. There is no problem, actually. And Laura, yes, I totally understand. I actually... okay. She's saying that actually we have the subtitle right now on YouTube, that they are not that good, and they are waiting for the subtitles that I had made after for the recording, but that's good. Laura, did Avi answer your question? Did you understood? Yes, thank you. Thank you, Laura. Ezequiel, I didn't forget about you. It's just that you were typing. Okay, Ezequiel. Ezequiel is saying that...
Just go for it. It's okay. We're fine.
I'm going to translate, Ezequiel. You passed from English to Spanish. I'm going to translate it, okay? Coaching is not like psychology. A coach will never tell you what you have to do. I think that what you're doing actually is coaching, but you're describing it as psychology. I don't think so, Ezequiel. But I think that is...
So, oh, sorry. Is that the whole message?
He goes on, but you want me to go on, Ezequiel? Because actually the main point is right there. Okay, no, he said that it's okay. That's the whole point.
Yeah, first of all, 100%. So there's a very important reason I don't call myself a coach. I am a licensed social worker. I have my bachelor's of social work. I have 1,600 training hours of direct supervised training under my belt. I've been working in the social services for 22 years.
Wow.
I did 2/3 of a degree in psychology before I switched over to do my degree in social work. And the reason that I switched from psychology to social work is because psychology is about like the why. Why do people do things and what is going on in your brain? There's a lot of working with a person inside a room. Social work is a little bit more hands-on, but what is very different in social work is it's a psychosocial model, which means that it takes into consideration not only the person and their brain and who they are, but also their life, their family, their how much money they had growing up, their communities, their religion. It takes into consideration all of the things around the person. The challenge for me with social work is that no matter what, you can be the best social worker, the best therapist, or the best coach. At the end of the day, the person who has to do the work is the client. You have to do the work. And there's plenty of amazing coaches. There's plenty of amazing therapists. There's plenty of wonderful platforms. And there's plenty of, they're not, maybe not plenty, but soon to be at least very quality ways of connecting you to those wonderful resources. What there isn't is somebody who is going to figure out what it is that you need to do with you, or take what you already know that you need to do and delegate those tasks, the actual work, to other people. Because what happens is someone will tell you, okay, you need more visibility, go build a website. Cool, I'm gonna go build a website. Do you know what building a website means? It means doing research on the name, choosing a name, making sure that your name doesn't contradict with anyone else's name, buying the domain, making sure that you're buying the domain from a place that's going to protect you and is a reputable service, setting up the actual website, creating the content for the website, creating the graphics for the website, building the physical website, uploading everything in there, doing SEO, making sure that everything is tagged correctly, accessibility classifications that you need on the website so that it's coded correctly. You need developers if you need technical elements on the website. And that's before you even talk about including a cart or an e-commerce or a shop, or God forbid, HIPAA compliance, or something where you have to protect people's data. We haven't even talked about that. That's just like a regular schmegular person that needs to build a website, needs to do all of those things. So a business coach can tell you, all right, bro, you know what you need to do next? Go you need a website with visibility. Great, that's awesome. I don't know how to build websites. And I'm gonna very quickly find out, if I go and find a website builder, that person only builds the technical website. And I still have to write the content, and I still have to do the research, and I still have to do the graphics, or I have to find someone or hire them to be able to do all of those things. There is an unfairness in our Western society where everything is pushed back onto the individual. Go to a coach, go to a therapist, go do the work, put the plan together. Okay, so even if I do all of that, I'm still one person with two hands. And hopefully I have a life outside of my business and outside of what I'm trying to build. So who is actually doing it with me or for me? Mostly for you, honestly. Once they know what to do, they're doing it for you.
Yeah. Ezequiel. I think that.
Sorry, I got passionate.
No, but it's okay. Actually, it's okay. I totally understood what you mean.
Because it frustrates me. Otherwise, everything is just on the individual to work harder and harder and harder and harder and harder.
And it's not about the coaching itself. It's not about guiding, not giving answer or whatsoever. It's about delegate the work to somebody else that can do that for you, so you can live your life. That's exactly what Alisto is doing. I don't know if that... Okay, he's typing. Oh, I understood. Yeah, it's like, it's okay, Ezequiel. It's just like,
Oh, it's fine.
it's fine.
It's difficult to understand because again, we are in a culture where if I say I need support, what people hear, I say I support you, what they hear is I coach you. And I'm not talking about support where I'm like, hey, let me help you. I'm talking about support where like my hands are under your butt and we are pushing you up and like climbing with you. That's what we want to do.
That was so
You
clear.
still need a coach. You still need somebody who's up there who can see and who can guide you and who can assist you. That's not us. We're in the dirt.
Okay, somebody else in the chat. Hello, Lorenzo. How are you? Lorenzo is a follower that is actually in all the streams. We actually have been almost for an hour. But hello, Lorenzo. I don't know if you know about this streaming, what it's about. Okay. Hello, Abby. I don't know Irish. Irish is part of the Alisto team, okay? Maybe you can tell Irish again, what do you do? Laura, I don't know what Irish does too. Hello, Irish. Please talk. You're... Okay. You're getting famous.
Hi. Hi everyone. My name is Irish. I'm not from Ireland. It's just my name, Irish. So I'm the client success specialist of Alisto. It's more on I'm on the execution part of our Alisto, and making sure that that all of the clients are well supported with the task or with anything that they need. So that's mostly what I do, making sure that everything is fine and everything is, executed well.
So now you know. Sean was asking the same. Sean is saying hello, Irish.
Hello.
It's nice to hear you. Yeah, it's like this is like in a Spanish community, and it's like everybody is talking all the time. So it's like if you're too silent for them, it's weird. So, yeah, they will ask you. Ask you.
I'm actually just a person who always agrees. Like, okay, that makes sense.
That's okay. It's active listening. That's fine, actually. But it's good. It's like they see you, so you know who Irish is. I don't know if somebody else has a question. Lorenzo, I see you typing before we continue talking, because we get excited and then, of course, we continue. Okay. Lorenzo is one of the few that knows that we are going to work together at some point. So Lorenzo is asking, Lorenzo, you know English? If you can tell me this in English, because making the translation in my mind, but it's okay. I'm going to translate. I understand what Alisto does, but I don't understand what are you going to do together. Okay. Actually, it's something that I didn't do a lot of public. I didn't do it publicly right now. It's like we're talking about the pivoting. We're going to pivot Mindy. For the ones who don't know, Mindy is a neurodivergent assistant. That at some point is going to be all for neurodivergent. Everything is going to be neurodivergent. The features and everything, all the structure and the UI is going to be for different minds. So we are going to pivot Mindy. This doesn't have to do a lot with the coffee chat, but it's okay. I'm going to answer your question because you're okay. Okay, Laura. No, Mindy teacher is not going to disappear. Sean. Yes. Okay. I'm going to start from the beginning. Mindy is supposed to have personalities. Okay. I'm going to answer to all of you. Okay. I'm reading, but I have to keep going with the coffee chat. Okay. I will try to. Mindy is supposed to have different personalities. At first, when we start Mindy, it was supposed to be for all kind of minds, and it was to be NeuroMindy for the neurodivergent people, Mindy teacher, and Mindy coach, and all the Mindys. Now, what we are going to do in this pivot is to put everything in NeuroMindy. We are going to focus everything that MindyCore is going to do from now on. It was from always, but we are going to be very specific on this. It's going to be for neurodivergent minds. NeuroMindy is going to have as modes, okay? Not as different personalities. It's going to be everything inside NeuroMindy. The coach mode, the teach mode, and everything, and all the kind of modes that will be. Where Alisto is going to be with us in the future in NeuroMindy, and you are going to have the opportunity to contact Alisto inside NeuroMindy in one of the modes, okay? And there are going to be packages that you can buy from Alisto and whatsoever. We're going to work together in that way in the future. Right now, we are talking, of course, this is going to happen, of course, but we are in this process of pivoting. But Mindy teacher is going to be a mode of teaching. coach is going to be a mode inside NeuroMindy. Everything is going to be inside NeuroMindy. Laura, as I said before, and as Avi said perfectly before, we are thinking about the neurodivergent community, but these are kind of needs that you don't need to be absolutely neurodivergent to need. You can use them. But the truth is that neurodivergent people don't have a lot of resources. And the things that are made right now are not for neurodivergent people. So I'm going to think about that regarding the features and the architecture and everything for neurodivergent people. But at the same time, you can use it, of course. There is no problem. The services of Alisto as well, you can use them as well. You don't need to be neurodivergent. Your needs are exactly the same in that point. If you need to organize yourself and you need some lending hand. Okay? So that is what we are going to do in the future. I see that the four of you are asking the same. I hope that I answer your questions. Okay? In the future, we're going to make a post. Okay. This is new. Hello, Pablo.
It's like having a ramp into a building instead of stairs. The ramp doesn't take anything away from you. You can still get into the building. You can still walk up the ramp. You can still get into the doors. Everything is fine. But if I have a wheelchair and I come to stairs, I'm in trouble. I need the ramp. You can use it. It will work for you 100%.
Exactly. Everything is about needs and about how it's convenient for you at that time, okay? If you need it, you can use it. It doesn't need a tag, okay? But the neurodivergent people need an architecture, and a specific architecture, and at the same time, you can enjoy that if you need that, okay? So, hola, Pablo. Hello, Pablo. How are you? We still have the chat in the YouTube channel because I would love Avi and Irish to have the opportunity to... We like the WhatsApp, okay? Stay in the WhatsApp.
It's okay. Stay in your
okay.
WhatsApp.
It's okay. But at some point, I would love to see the people that I have as guests and everything to WhatsApp. Okay, whatever, WhatsApp. okay. You command. That's it. The community in a nutshell. I love you guys. Pablo is asking... Pablo, I think that you're... No, Alisto is not... No. You're confusing this with the card game of Jose. That is something that we are doing in the Mindy Play team. Okay, that's different. Alisto is doing... No, it's no coaching. This is no coaching. Maybe you can say again very, very briefly.
Yeah, it's okay. I'm happy to repeat it a bunch of times. Coaching takes you to the point where you're still doing the work yourself with your own two hands and you have a guide. Alisto brings in the army so that you don't have to do everything by yourself. When we are going through war, when we are walking through this life, we are in battle. We are doing our best, and we are doing our best with what we have, with the resources that we have, with the supports that we have. You always need a general. You need someone who's been there before, who's going to put the plans together, who's going to guide you. If you are the general, because it's your business, then maybe you need a more experienced general who's going to give you some tips, who's going to give you some tricks, who's going to guide you in the right direction. That's our coach. You still need an army.
Yeah.
How are you going to build your army? Who's your army? You're going to call your cousin who knows how to do Facebook, who's going to offer to help you for a couple hours, and then they're going to forget, and then the next time you see each other, it's going to be really awkward and weird.
Because he owns you, Clara. Yeah, it's true.
Right?
Yeah.
Or like, are you going to go onto the internet and go on Fiverr or go on somewhere and like get something, like you don't really know what you need. You're just like kind of doing your best. I'm just doing my best. No matter what, if it's just you, a general in battlefield, you're going to be it's at least painful. You're going to end up very bruised and very bloody. You need an army.
You need delegate. Okay, that is what Alisto does. And before, yes, of course, it's not only for neurodivergent people, okay? It's okay. Some of you came very late on the streaming, but again, I'm going to make a summary. Abigail explained that perfectly, Irish as well. They are giving services, especially for neurodivergent people, but they could be for anyone, okay? The things that they're making for neurodivergent people could be exactly for you if you have the need. There is no tag on the services, okay? That's one thing. Okay. Okay, Pablo. No, it's okay. You can stay. I'm not going to kick you out.
Don't go.
Don't go.
Stay. It's the same thing. Like, you know how like a lot of people think they have ADHD now? And that's one of the criticisms of like, not everybody has ADHD. Everyone thinks they have ADHD. Why does everyone think that we have ADHD? Because we all have challenges with our executive functioning. Why? Our executive functioning is overloaded. You're doing too much stuff. You have too much dopamine going into your brain. There's too many expectations of you. You're not getting enough sleep. You're not getting enough sunshine. You're not getting enough movement. There's too much for you to do. And if you have kids or a partner or parents or anyone that you're taking care of or are responsible for, that just gets piled higher and higher and higher and higher. Of course you think you have ADHD because of course you're distracted all the time and you can't focus. You're doing too much stuff. So whether you have a diagnosis or you don't have a diagnosis, the fact that people need support doesn't change.
Exactly.
But for people who are neurodivergent, you need to know that when you're going to get support, you are actually going to get what you need, because I swear to God, I have one more time. I will ask one more time for help. I'm not asking anymore. I'm just going to do it on my own from now until the end of time if I have to keep asking for help and getting something that is not what I asked for and getting what I don't need. It's too annoying. I'm just not going to do it.
Yeah.
And we end up very lonely that way.
And it's true. We need a hand. We need help at some point. And it's okay. It's okay to not doing everything on your own.
You're also allowed to need help, I'm sorry, with things that are like a little bit dumb to need help with. The things I need help with are very objectively silly. Needing help to drink water, that's a little silly. Yeah, like, shouldn't you be thirsty and then drink water? No, I've been thirsty for 2 hours. Nobody told me to drink, and I don't have a drink anywhere around me because my assistant is off today. You're allowed to need help with whatever you need help with. But for somebody who's neurodivergent, my needs are going to seem a little bit sillier. Like, it makes a lot more sense. That's why I use the website as an example. Everyone understands what it takes, what like I need to build a website means. If you're neurodivergent, it's so much more basic. It's like, I need to remember to shower or do laundry or pick up my children or whatever it is that I need to remember that I need support with. And every human being, neurodivergent or not, should be able to receive the support that they need without shame. The shame part is free. I don't need it. It's a bonus that I didn't ask for.
Yeah, it's true. Pablo? I always ask if you understood everything, because we can repeat ourselves. That's okay. The important part is that you understand what they do, what we are doing right here, and everything.
Also, I talk fast, so.
No, it's okay.
No
Perfectly. Lorenzo is asking, where are you from? Are you American? You don't have an American accent.
Oh, God bless you. Thank you. I'm Canadian originally. I'm from Montreal, and then I lived in Israel for 12 years before moving to Atlanta, Georgia. So I'm in Atlanta now.
Okay. So you have been in Israel?
Yes.
Oh my God.
I am Israeli.
I love it. That's beautiful. That's a conversation for another time, but I have so many questions. I always wanted to be in Israel because actually...
It's a beautiful place.
Wow.
Now, the tourism industry would appreciate you, but maybe I would postpone my trip a little bit.
Yeah, it's actually a shame. It's a shame. But well, yes, she's Canadian, okay? He's very good with the accents.
That was great.
You told me that before, but...
That was amazing.
I don't know, Lorenzo, you have been abroad sometime or what? Okay. He have been living in New York for a couple of years. Okay. Okay, but in New York they have a different accent. It's sometimes very easy and very
also, New York Jews is different. If you meet Jewish people from New York, they sound different than the other people.
Yeah, that's true. Okay, somebody else has a question? Because I have the phone and I want to look at your faces, but I'm looking at the phone at the same time. It's like, maybe I need some Alisto in my life. I cannot do this at the same time. Okay. So I will continue with some questions. Actually, it's very nice to have you here, okay? It's like, Pablo, don't leave. Stop saying sorry. You don't have to be sorry. It's okay. Okay. Laura is asking for the octopus thing. You have been looking at the recording? Yeah, because right now we have the streaming, and at the same time, if you go backwards, you are going to see the... Okay.
Which one? The operational octopus?
What are you asking for, Laura? The operational or the concept? she's typing. Okay. It's okay. Type. Don't stop
Hi,
typing.
you're okay.
Keep typing.
I'm not going anywhere. It's okay.
Okay, I'm going to translate. I find very interesting that you have 9 people in the team, and that you say that each people, okay, I'm translating from Spanish, is one tentacle. It's very exciting to see that you have this culture of work. Yeah.
That's for Irish, actually.
Okay, and she said, okay, no, finish. It's okay. I'm going to read you later, Sean, when I finish reading Laura. Okay, this is for Irish. Irish, I think that is very brave from you to work having the struggle that you have. Okay, I want to call it a struggle because actually it's a way of living and it's okay. We all have our things. But yeah, I think that is actually very brave to say what you are, how you are living, and everything.
Mhm.
Sorry, it's just that
Yeah.
I don't know how to say that in Spanish. It's okay. We understand that it's a nice message. Don't worry about it. It's like, don't worry. But I wouldn't call it that a struggle because actually it's a way of living. It's okay. We are all normal, no normal people. We are all people. Okay, Joan. You're doing this on purpose. Joan is a shocker. It's like, so non-Catalan. No, non-Catalan.
Troll me, Sean. It's okay. I can handle it. I love it. If you let me put it this way, Sean, if you manage to ask a question that embarrasses me or stumps me or I can't answer, I will personally send you $10,000.
I can do that. Sean, you started.
Go for it.
Go for it.
What now, bro?
I like you. You're funny. Yeah, she's amazing. She's amazing. But again, if you're going to pay for that, she's going to make the service in Catalan, but pay for that. Of course, no problem. As everything, you know?
Also, that's the beauty of the service is that the model can apply anywhere. So if you feel that there's a need locally and there are people who want to work virtually locally, great. All we have to do is open a branch. So if you're serious, let's go.
No, I'm poor. But...
Okay, me too. It's okay. Soon we won't be.
Okay.
Step by step.
Step by step, yes. Joan? No more?
I think I'm safe.
It's okay. I didn't mean to be rude. Well, you were a shocker. That's okay. We are not taking offense. Actually, I think that is fun.
We don't, this is the beauty of having a service that is for people who are neurodivergent. And that's why it suits everybody. You cannot offend us. Why? Because we are prepared for our clients to have very little social cues. They just say things. Sometimes they say things in a tone that doesn't match what they're trying to say. Sometimes someone will come in and be like, "Good morning." You're like, "Whoa, what's wrong?" And they're like, "Oh, nothing. I just was listening to loud music." Okay. You show up however you show up. It doesn't bother us. And because we work specifically and we are formulated specifically to be a welcoming, shame-free place for people that society thinks are weird, it means that no matter what, you're less weird than my weirdest client.
I love that one. I will make a tea with that. That's a good one. That's a good one. You have an amazing way to talk. I told you that before, but it's very catchy. I like it.
Thank you.
Joan, I'm your fan. I thought that you were my fan. That's okay. You're stealing my followers now. That is nice. Okay. I don't know if you have more questions because I'm going from one screen to another. So, Lorenzo, I don't know. Something that you wrote, you delete that. So, oh, okay. It's fine. Okay. Okay then. Okay, Laura, no, it's okay. Type. That's the reason that we are here. It's okay. Don't feel shy. I know I'm going to stop saying when they're typing because they get shy.
That's the other thing is we're very patient. Like, again, I have to be prepared for you to show up as my client completely dysregulated one day. My job is for you to be able to get done whatever you need to get done today. I can do it for you, I can do it with you, or I can clear the path for you to be able to do it for yourself. But that's my job no matter what. I am here to make you be your best you, not by adding more stuff onto your plate, but by taking things away. So if that means that today is a waiting day because you need to take naps all day or because whatever, so then I wait. Like, we're patient. It's okay.
That's part of the job. That's good.
Part of the job.
Okay, you're asking when you make. Okay, I'm going to translate. Laura, I don't know if I understand the question, but it's okay. Let's go step by step. When you work together, there is going to be any discounts, any special packages. How is going to work? I can use Mindy, and at the same time, I can use Alisto. How does it work? Okay, you're going.
Good question.
Good question.
We don't know yet.
You can make a list of the things that you want to, because actually what we were thinking, I'm going to be honest, it's okay. We are public buildings, so that's the meaning of everything that we are doing. The idea is to have NeuroMindy. You can chat with NeuroMindy. It's going to be the typical chatbot. And at some point, if you need human help, that's the beauty of NeuroMindy. You're going to have the best of the two worlds. From the tech world, you will have a chatbot that is going to be your companion, that is going to help in your task, the simple task. But if you need something more complex, if you need a person, a human being in the same application or whatsoever, you can talk with Alisto inside NeuroMindy. Okay, and the packages are going to be inside. We can do more things, okay, according to all your needs or what you need. But okay, but the discount will be for both. You're already asking for discounts. We will make discounts for the first ones. We will make something, okay? But we have to talk about it. But yes. So 2 different things inside one. Yes, actually yes. But we can make more things. It's like that's the main idea. We're working on that. The first thing that you're going to see is the UI. It's going to be the new infrastructure. You're going to see Mindy different. Mindy is not going to be NeuroMindy. It's not going to be Mindy anymore. NeuroMindy. And inside NeuroMindy, you're going to see the modes. Okay, Lorenzo, in which mode is going to be Alisto? I was thinking about, as a start, to be like a button inside the framing that you will see in like some kind of ad that is not going to be an ad. It's going to be a nice one, okay? But inside the chatbot, if you need some help, the chatbot will tell you, would you like to talk with a real person? And then you will have the opportunity to connect with Alisto personally through NeuroMindy. Yes, we're going to make at some point. But we have to organize things. If you have new ideas, it's like we said before, and Irish, we make things that you need. So it's okay. It's not a fixed menu, okay? So I'm really happy that you're interested. That's important. Okay.
Yeah.
Pablo, that is something that I didn't hear never before. You can do that. Yeah. Actually, I'm a software engineer. I can do that. And Abigail and Irish have a lot of experience on this regard as well, talking with people and everything and organizing things. So yes, we can do that. We are not going to promise something that we cannot make. Don't worry about it. It's like
Never.
And we are doing things in public. You can see us, you can check our websites, and everything is like, it's real, of course.
That's my favorite thing is when people tell me that they started watching the podcast from the beginning. I'm like, you can see the evolution.
Yeah.
It's all been in public the whole time.
The whole process. If you didn't have the opportunity, you can check Abigail podcast. That is very nice. I have seen a couple of episodes. That is very, very nice. Okay. Juan is asking, it's only in English. Do you have subtitles in the podcast?
Well, we have English subtitles in the podcast, but there's no reason we can't expand it to other subtitles. What languages do we want?
Juan, if you say Catalan...
I mean, it's fine. It shouldn't be any
It's fine, I'm kidding.
I can Google Translate anything for you. I can't guarantee that the translation is going to be good. And the challenge actually is for us with translating, I have a very strange speaking pattern. The way I speak is very, very odd. I speak in a lot of like double negatives, and like I'll start a sentence in the middle and then go back to the beginning and then go back to the end. So it makes my translations a little weird, honestly. But we, of course, are open to any accessibility that is being requested.
Lorenzo, Laura, and Joan are saying Spanish is up.
Let's go.
Okay?
Right,
It's
I
okay.
understand.
But you have to compromise that you're going to watch it because that's work. Okay? Watch it. Hear the podcast. Go to the website. Everything is actually, I'm going to look at the description of the video because I think that I put everything is in the description of the video. You can go to the website. You can go and chat with Avi. There is no problem. Actually, if you want to chat with Irish as well, I can add her contact as well. You can go to the Alisto team and everything, and you will see all the profiles. There is not only Irish, there are a lot of people. And yes, we're going to do a couple of things together in the future, but it's going to be step by step. We have to talk, but we're going to do something. In the meantime, you can talk with Alisto, you can talk with the team, you can ask services from them, and in the future, when we do something when we merge things, we are going to tell you. There is no problem. You know that I say everything as well. It's like the whole process is there. So yeah.
Exactly. I think that Ornella and I definitely agree. We see eye to eye on providing a lot of services that are very step by step, so you can pick and choose whatever you need, like super, super, super customizable. But like actually customizable. I think that people say a lot that things are customizable when they mean that you have like 10 options and they'll put you in one of those options. That's when I say customizable, and I think when Ornella says customizable also, what we mean is it's a literal custom experience.
You ask, we make.
Yeah.
That's it. No fixed menu. There is no menu. As Avi just said, there is no options and no. All the options that you need.
Because people make us give them options. They're like, okay, but what do you sell? And I'm like, I'll put something together based on what you told me. But every call, it seems like I'm presenting you with a package that exists. Irish can tell you that I put together those packages on the call. They don't exist.
Yes, I can attest. I can attest to that. Whatever the need of the customer, it's not, we don't really offer like standard service. Like, these are our services, blah, blah, blah. We don't do that. It's more on based on what we find out from the call and based on what you shared. What do you really need? So that's the time that Miss A will really like customize. Okay, this is something that you need right now.
And also a lot of times, if I think you need something that I can't give you, and I have an idea of what you need, I'm going to send you there. I really think you need a coach first. I really think you need a personal full-time VA. I will even recommend you to other virtual assistant agencies. I do it all the time. I really think that you need a therapist, or I really think that whatever, or you need an accountant. Like bookkeeping is not enough for you. You don't need an admin assistant. You really need an accountant. Either I'll connect you or tell you what you need. Or if I can't figure out what you need, or I know that you need something, but I don't know what it is, and I know that I can't do it, I'm going to tell you that. I am never going to put myself in a situation where I make myself look stupid because I told you I could do something that I can't do.
That's true.
Never. I'm like allergic to that. I don't like that.
Yep. And we are a big community. We can delegate to another person if there is need, but the important thing is that you are going to be in good hands. It doesn't have to be ours, but honesty is important. Ezequiel, let's see what Ezequiel is asking.
Let's go.
Oh, okay. I'm going to translate it in a very nice way. Okay, Ezequiel?
Please don't.
No,
please translate it word for word.
It's the Spanish way to talk. It's like we're very straightforward.
I love it. I'm Israeli. We're mean also.
No, I'm going to translate. How would I know what I need if you don't give me options? I don't understand. If I don't know exactly what I need, how can you guide me if you don't have options? Are you going to read my mind? You're so funny, Ezequiel.
Yeah, that's a great question. Here's the thing. If you don't know what you need and I give you options, that doesn't mean that you're going to know what you need. You might know what you don't need. Yeah? If you don't know what you want to eat and you walk into a restaurant and you look at the menu, you're not there to choose what you want to eat. You're there to see if they have anything that appeals to you. And if it does, then you'll buy that. And if not, you're going to go to a different restaurant. So no matter what, if you're looking at a menu or a choice of options and you don't know what you need, it's only the illusion of clarity. It's not a solution unless your problem happens to fit exactly what they're trying to sell you, which sales 101, the first thing that they will teach you in sales is how to explain to somebody that they have the exact problem that you fix. Exactly. That's easy to do, my friend. Because you know what? If you don't know what you need, here's the first thing I'm going to say to you. If I'm a regular salesperson, okay, let's do it your way. You come in and you say, I need some help. And I say, that's perfect. You know what? Normally when people come in and they say, I need some help, what that means is that they're overwhelmed. When people are overwhelmed, the first thing that you need is going to be an executive assistant that's going to take over all of your inbox management. Now, here's the first thing that's really important. You have to start at least 10 hours a week, because if you don't have 10 hours a week, you're not going to be able to really stay on top of things. And the overwhelm is coming from your inbox. Maybe it sounds like I understood you. What I just did is I sold you something and you didn't tell me anything. You walked in, you said nothing. You said, I need help. I made assumptions about you, that your inbox is overrun. I made assumptions about you that that's where you need support. I made assumptions about you that you can afford or want 10 hours a week. I made assumptions. I don't care about you at all. All I care about is what I'm selling. The way I do it is different. You come in and you say, I need help. And I'm like, yeah, what does that look like for you? Like, what do you mean? Listen, like I show up to work every single day and I'm just totally exhausted. A lot of people are really exhausted when they come to work. What is like the most exhausting thing when you think about? Well, I can't even open my inbox. Like there's like so much stuff there that I haven't done. Guess what? Even if I come in now and I offer somebody to sort your inbox for you, I still didn't solve your problem. Because you didn't tell me that your problem was that your inbox has too many emails in it. You told me that your problem was that you can't open your inbox because there's too much stuff to do in there. Those are two different problems. One problem means that I need somebody with a brain who's going to go into my inbox, read my emails, sort things out, take care of the tasks they can, and put the other ones, delegate the other tasks, put the ones that I need to do on a list and make sure I make them happen. That's one solution. The other solution is someone needs to come in and delete a bunch of emails. If I'm a smart salesperson, I'm going to sell you option number 2. Because I told you I was going to solve your problem. Your problem is that your inbox is too full. But if you have 80,000 emails today and I delete them today, how many emails are you going to have in a month from now? 24,000? Did I help you? Did I solve your problem? No, but I made myself some money.
Again. You're good. Yeah, she's good. She's good. And she has a lot of patience. No, Sean, don't do that. We are not going to ban Ezequiel. Be nice.
No, that's a valid question. Also, I think that's the beauty of working with Mindy, because usually I don't want to go to somebody and say, I need help and I don't know what I need help with. Yeah. It's embarrassing. I don't want to do that. That's mostly why people don't come to me. They feel like they need to know what they need before they come. And that's why I'm so excited about this partnership, is that with guidance, you can figure out a little bit more what you need. And it will already direct you. It will already point you in the right direction of like probably the thing that's actually going to solve your problem and not the thing that's going to steal your money.
Yeah, actually.
But either way, I'm not one of the things that's going to steal your money, so I have nothing to worry about. That's why I'm good. It's just because I'm honest. If I was dishonest, I couldn't be good enough to fool you guys.
Exactly. We are not going to ban anyone. You're voting. I don't know what you're voting. No, Ezequiel, we're not going to ban you. Ezequiel is saying, if you're going to ban me, I'm going to come back with another number. How many numbers do you have? How many phones do you have? You have partners, Ezequiel. That's a little scary. Okay. I really enjoyed having this conversation with you. Actually, it was amazing. Yes, we can have another one. I don't know if this hour is good for you. Laura is asking for a better time. Okay, I'm going to read what Laura is saying. I just came after almost an hour that the streaming started, and I feel like I lost a lot of things. I'm going to wait for the Spanish subtitles, but I understand her English very good. Yeah, because it's actually a good English. It's very easy to follow, and you don't speak very fast, Avi. It's very, very easy to follow.
Thank God. It's just only because you're Spanish. I don't speak fast.
Yeah, Shani is saying the same. I'm kidding about the Catalan. I like your English. I like how you both talk. Oh, that's nice. And Lorenzo is saying that he would like to, for you, Irish, to speak a little more and to hear more about you. But next time. Okay.
Next time.
Pablo is asking about the rest of the team. Are we going to meet at some point the rest of the team? We already know the team of Mindy Play and Mindy Minds. Yeah, they're used to that. They are used to know the team members and everything. It's like something that we do in MindyCore. But if you want to, we can make another streaming or something like that with the whole team. When we are more advanced in the partnership, so we can explain perfectly what we are going to do and everything and solve all your questions. Stop asking about discounts. We don't know what we are going to do at some point. So wait, maybe there will be some discounts.
We are in a U.S. company, but we are based in the Philippines. So the goal is to keep things really fair for the global workplace. We want everybody to be making really good money in their local currency and profitable in the U.S. market. So there's always ways. There's always ways to be creative. But I don't commit to anything on recorded calls.
But it's okay. So we think about it. It's like we need to think a little more. We have the main idea. It's going to happen, okay? But give us some time. Give us some time to at MindyCore to make NeuroMindy more easy to the eye, because actually we're going to pivoting and everything to make the modes. And after we have the modes, we are going to talk with Alisto and everything. We have more coaches as well. That's something apart, that we have coaches that are going to be in the coach mode and everything. So is Alisto going to be in the coach mode? It can be, or it cannot. It can be in another place. It can have.
It's probably gonna kind of pop in when you need it. Because Alisto, the goal is not to sell you Alisto. The goal is to help you with whatever you need help with right now. If Alisto is what you're asking for, right? Like you're in, let's say, Mindy Coach because you're extremely overwhelmed. And the reason that you're extremely overwhelmed is because you have to build a website. And we pinpoint that if you just have like a little bit of help or a little bit of support building your website, then maybe Alisto will pop in, right? But the needs always will have to come from the user. And unless you need us, you won't find us.
Yeah. Okay,
we're like a genie or something. Like you have to like rub the lamp. Otherwise we're not there.
Ezequiel, I'm afraid to read you. Okay. Be nice. Okay, this is nice.
Okay.
Okay, thank you, Ezequiel. We are not going to ban you, okay? Ezequiel is saying, I understand your point and I think that is very altruistic and very nice. Well done, Ezequiel, you're being nice. But, okay, here's the but.
Okay.
But I think that having a bottom or something to see exactly where you are is a good idea too. I'm a visual guy. Okay, this is something.
So that's really interesting because there's an assumption in there. If you're talking about having like a button to see where you are inside Mindy, you are wherever you are. There is no path that we're trying to push you through. It's not a funnel. Yeah, like it's not like we're not like secretly packaging a funnel into something that looks like it's not a funnel so that we can secretly make you sales. So there is no path like that. If you're talking about kind of seeing where you are from here to there, like in your life, 100% I agree with you. That's where the strategy piece of Alisto comes in, right? We have strategy, operations, and execution. Strategy is like, take it out of my brain, put it onto a roadmap for me so I can follow it, because I need to have a strong visual. And that visual, actually, people like to ask me what it looks like. Completely different for every single person. It's just not standard, because what is happening inside your brain has not happened inside anyone else's brain. If it did, it would already exist. If it already existed, you would have found it. You didn't find it, doesn't exist. We got to put it together custom for you. You are custom, my friend.
Okay, this is interesting. Ezequiel is saying that maybe a mode that says strategy or roadmap could be good only for Alisto. Okay,
That's cool. I would love to build that out.
But
if I could figure out how to do what I do and put it into a bot, then that would be cool. Ornella is definitely the right person to make that happen.
I'm making notes, actually. Ezequiel, that's a very good idea. One. Can I get a referral? Maybe you will. Okay. Okay. Actually, that was a very good idea. I'm taking notes. We will talk with Avi about it, because I think that.
Well, I will tell you, if somebody is looking for a way to get a free strategy, when Irish is feeling generous, she sometimes will open up my calendar for like content recording strategy calls, where if you're willing to come and allow us to record the whole thing, we'll do the strategy call with you.
Okay, we can actually put that inside Mindy and make the strategy call when you need it, a free one, and then of course at some point, guys, we need to eat. Okay, so don't be abusive. Okay, it's like, but a 30-minute per user or something like that from time to time, that's okay. So you can see how the services of Avi and Irish and the whole team works, and then the package or something. But it's actually a very good idea. Thank you, Ezequiel. Actually, I love these kind of things. It's like when the community is actually active. I appreciate it. I appreciate you a lot, guys. Okay, I think that we are going to wrap up. Actually, this was amazing. I have actually a list of questions and everything, but the community, Irish, everything, that was very nice to have all of you. It was a pleasure to know you, Irish, for real. It's like, I really hope to meet the rest of the team, because I need a couple of you. I have been talking with a bunch of you, but to see the faces would be amazing. And yes, at some point we are going to do another streaming. If you want to meet the whole team, we can do something, of course. That will be 9 people plus, I don't know if you... Okay, that's Mindy Play and that's Mindy Minds. Maybe we can talk with the Mindy Minds team, because actually I have people in Venezuela, I have people in Tunisia, so we have to find the time for everyone. I think that for Avi is going to be easier, and for Irish and the rest of the team of Alisto is going to be easier, but we can do something, okay? We can do something. We are going to talk about that. I love it. I really love this interaction. It's nice that the community, the Mindy family, as I like to talk, knows ahora Alisto and the plans that we have in the future and everything. Please give the opportunity to see Avi podcasts that are actually very nice. They have the English subtitles. If you ask her nicely, Ezequiel, win-win, she can make the subtitles in Spanish, okay? But it's not going to be a masterpiece, because obviously the structure is not made for that. So
it won't be a masterpiece. It'll be barely passable, but
they're amazing.
I will meet you halfway.
I can help. If you ask, I can help her, but you have to ask which kind of podcast and everything, because she has tons. So we have to start somewhere. If you're really interested, ask. I will talk with her and I can help her with the subtitles. We can make a team work so you can have the experience. But that's it. Thank you so much for being here, Avi. Thank you so much for being here, Irish. Thank you for the team. The tail of my cat. Area. No. Yes, it's called Area, Area of Game of Thrones. It's one of my favorite characters. A funny thing, it's a boy, but at the beginning I thought that it was a female, and it's not. So it's a caticorn.
It happens.
Always happens. It's so. So it happened after 7 months, 6 months. Oh, it's a boy, but area sticks. So that's it. So thank you so much for being here. It was a pleasure, for real. I'm very excited for what we're going to do together. I love the work that you do at Alisto. And guys, give Alisto an opportunity. Go to the website, go check the podcast. If you want a podcast with subtitles in Spanish, I'm repeating myself. Tell me, give me the links or whatsoever, and we can work together to give that to you, okay? If you want to, because I know that you, the ones that are talking with us, know English, because you follow the conversation very nice. But, well, we are here for you. Thank you. Thank you so much. I really have an amazing time after a
Thank you so much. It's so fun. And for the Mindy family, if there's questions that come up, because I know sometimes a person would love to purchase a service, but they don't have the finances to do that. And they would like to just ask some free questions and get some free information. If you send Ornella your questions, she will send them to me and I will answer them.
Or you can go straight to her LinkedIn profile, Irish profile of LinkedIn that I will add to the description.
We will answer your questions.
There is no problem.
We will not send you a bill, I promise.
It's like, we are not a unicorn, we're a zebra. So actually, we look for the social impact. So you already know. Alisto is like MindyCore in a lot of ways. That's the reason that we're going to work together. So they are part of the family and vice versa. Okay? So don't be afraid. Ask them. Chat with them, contact them, and if you are too shy, Sadie said, I'm going to send her your questions, okay? Thank you so much for being here. I really have an amazing time. You don't know how hard the day was today with all the work that I have to do. So for me, this was a walk through the park, relaxing time. So it was so nice to hear you, Evie, for real.
Thank you so much for having us here. And thank you to Irish for joining me.
Yes, thank you so much. It was so nice to meet you.
Thank you.
Like, really nice. And yeah, hope to see the rest of the team soon. Okay?
Yes, soon.
Goodbye. Have an amazing day.
You too.
Goodbye, Mindy family. Bye-bye.